Hey everyone! So, fun fact, I was at this coffee shop yesterday with my bestie, and she ordered her third espresso of the day. I'm like, why not just grab a Red Bull? And she goes, but what even is Red Bull? And honestly, that got me thinking. We see these iconic blue and silver cans everywhere, but do we actually know the wild story behind them? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into one of the most fascinating brand stories ever. Okay, so picture this, it's 1982, and this Austrian businessman named Dietrich Mateschitz is traveling through Thailand for work. He meets this Thai entrepreneur, Chaleo Uvidya, who owns TC Pharmaceuticals. Now Chaleo had this local drink called Krating Dang. And guys, in Thai, Dang means red. And Krating is actually a type of wild buffalo called a gaur. Mind blown, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Mateschitz tries this drink and realizes it completely cures his jet lag. He's like, this is liquid magic. So what does he do? He partners with Chaleo in 1984 to create Red Bull GmbH in Austria, tweaking the original formula to suit Western tastes. April 1st, 1987, Red Bull launches in Austria and literally creates an entirely new product category. Like, before Red Bull, energy drinks weren't even a thing. They basically invented the concept. Now here's where the story gets absolutely insane. Red Bull expanded throughout Europe in the early 1990s, then entered the US market in 1997, and captured 75% of the market within just 1 year. 75% in 1 year! That's like if your favorite indie band suddenly became bigger than Taylor Swift overnight. The secret? They didn't just sell a drink, they sold a lifestyle. Extreme sports, music festivals, literally giving people wings through experiences. Think about it. When you see someone doing an insane skateboard trick or base jumping off a cliff, what brand pops into your head? Exactly. Red Bull turned marketing into an art form. So who's actually buying all these Red Bulls? Let me break down the tea for you with some real data. Age-wise, about 39% of Americans aged 18 to 29 drank Red Bull within a 4-week period, and Red Bull primarily targets young adults aged 18 to 34, with a particular focus on the 18 to 24 age group. But here's the plot twist. Red Bull reaches its audience across all generations, with even Gen Z showing 88% brand awareness among energy drink consumers. Gender breakdown. This might surprise you, but about 73% of Red Bull customers are male. So if you're a girl drinking Red Bull, you're part of a pretty exclusive club. Globally, Red Bull is sold in over 171 countries now. From college students cramming for finals in Seoul to construction workers in São Paulo, it's become this universal language of, I need energy and I need it now. All right, ingredient detective time, let's break down what's actually in that little blue can. The big players. Caffeine 1 8.4 fluid ounce can contains 80 milligram of caffeine, about the same as a cup of home-brewed coffee. Taurine about 1 gram per 8 ounces. This is an amino acid that your body naturally produces. B vitamins. Red Bull contains vitamin B6, B12, niacin, and pantothenic acid. Sugar 27 grams per 8.4 ounce can. Now, here's where the science gets interesting. Taurine and gluconolactone are claimed to be the main components, responsible for the effects attributed to Red Bull. But what does that actually mean? Think of it like this: caffeine is your wake-up call. Taurine helps with muscle function and energy, metabolism, and those B vitamins support your body's energy production processes. It's like a perfectly orchestrated energy symphony in a can. So what's Red Bull's actual purpose? Beyond all the marketing and extreme sports sponsorships, Red Bull positions itself as mental and physical enhancement in a can. The company segments its target market by offering as the main benefit a sense of belonging and enhanced physical and mental performance. But here's the real tea. Red Bull isn't just selling energy, they're selling confidence. That feeling of, I've got this, before a big presentation. Or, I can power through this workout. It's psychological as much as it is physiological. And they know their audience. They've expanded beyond just the classic Red Bull to sugar-free versions, different flavors, and even organic options. They're basically saying, however, you want your energy boost, we've got you covered. Now, let's talk about what actually happens when you drink Red Bull. From a scientific perspective, studies have shown that ingestion of energy drinks impacts cardiovascular measures. And when taurine is combined with caffeine, It has been shown to exacerbate cardiac risks in some cases. But here's the thing. Most of these studies focus on excessive consumption or people with pre-existing conditions. Multiple studies have tested the effect of Red Bull on physically active adults. And for most healthy people, moderate consumption isn't necessarily problematic. To put it in perspective, an 8.4-ounce can of Red Bull contains 80 milligrams of caffeine, while Monster contains 163 milligrams, and 5-Hour Energy contains 207 milligrams. So Red Bull is actually on the lower end of the caffeine spectrum for energy drinks. Here's what's absolutely wild to me. Red Bull transcended being just a drink. It became a cultural symbol. They sponsor everything from Formula One racing to music festivals to that guy who jumped from space, remember Felix Baumgartner? They've created this entire ecosystem where Red Bull isn't just something you drink, it's something you experience. And the genius part? They made their customers part of the story. When you post about Red Bull, you're not just promoting a product. You're sharing your adventure, your energy, your moment of pushing limits. So there you have it, loves, Red Bull. From a Thai energy tonic to a global phenomenon that literally created an entire industry. It went from 0 to 75% market share in the US in just 1 year and continues to dominate through pure marketing genius. Whether you're Team Red Bull or Team Coffee, you've got to admit, their story is pretty incredible. They took a simple idea and turned it into wings for millions of people worldwide. What's your Red Bull story? Are you part of that 39% of young adults who've had one recently? Drop a comment below. I love hearing from you guys. And hey, if you want to know what actually happens to your body when you drink Red Bull, or how to consume it responsibly, make sure you're subscribed, because those videos are coming up next. Stay energized, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.